Hello and welcome back to Energy Lab. In my last video I spoke about the energy mix of the Maldives, and unfortunately the majority of the energy, like 95% or so, is still produced by diesel generators. This is super disappointing. Today I want to look at the energy setup or the power setup of the One and Only Reethi Rah here on the island. An interesting fact about the island here, Reethi Rah, is that 60 to 70% of the island is reclaimed. So what they did was they trenched out the marina and they used the sand and rock to extend the usable land space. Additionally, they created a canal between or in the middle of the island, so to create more or less two islands. And again, they used that sand and rock to extend the usable space on the island. And they also imported some rock from India. The island is approximately 2 kilometers long, and to provide power to all the villas, a mini grid has been built that is powered by one powerhouse. So this is the powerhouse here. It's really not bad, huh? I was inside. The power infrastructure is very new. In the powerhouse they have 10 Volvo Panda generators, 600 kVA. They are amongst the most efficient diesel generators in the market. In the existing powerhouse there is still space for 2 more diesel generators if demand goes up. But right now they are only running half of the generators they already have. The system is running very efficiently. They are running at 260 liters per megawatt hour. There is very little that can be improved in terms of efficiency of the diesel generators. And it's not noisy, right? And no, you don't see any fumes.
Very impressive.
And in there are the transformers. And that used to be, I think, the old powerhouse over there. At a current diesel price of around 35 US dollar cents per liter plus equipment cost, the resort's electricity cost should be around 11 US dollar cents per kilowatt hour. I understand that these high-end resorts don't want to use solar panels on the guest villas for aesthetic reasons, but there is plenty of space that is not visible to guests. Let's now look at the economics of a 1 megawatt peak solar plant, and as I mentioned, I think you can easily fit 1 megawatt here without being visible to the clients and thereby not disturbing the aesthetics. I think it should be anywhere between 1 to 2 megawatts on this island. And the economics or the values that I'm taking are estimates, but they should be directionally correct. So for the assumptions of my calculation, I assumed that the electricity tariff right now for the One and Only is approximately 11 US dollar cents per kilowatt hour. The EPC cost would be 70 US dollar cents per watt peak, and the yield of the solar plant should be 1,600 kilowatt hours per kilowatt peak. Total system price accordingly would be the size, so the 1 megawatt peak multiplied by the EPC cost, which totals then 700,000 US dollars. Yearly electricity yield is multiplying the yield of the solar plant plus the size of the solar plant, and we would get 1.6 million kilowatt hours. Yearly electricity saving would be the yearly electricity produced, so the 1.6 million kilowatt hours multiplied by the electricity tariff, so we would get to 176,000 US dollars. Yearly O&M costs, I'm assuming 10,000 US dollars. I think this is very realistic. So if you use that as assumptions, you get a payback of just above 4 years. Trying to sell solar plants in the Middle East and Africa, I know that a payback of 4+ years is typically not acceptable in those regions. I know in Europe and North America, these are actually quite attractive payback times for renewable energy. But yeah, as mentioned, I'm conscious that this is not an easy sell. Having said that, you need to consider that, first of all, diesel plant is super efficient, and I'm convinced that the majority of the diesel plants at other resorts are probably not running as efficiently. Additionally, we're currently still at a very low oil price environment by historic measures. And if the oil price goes up, the diesel price will go up. So assume that you don't have a quite as efficient diesel generator plant plus diesel prices go up again, you immediately have a payback of 2 years or potentially below 2 years. And the government and the resort owners should have a long-term view here. If not just for economic reasons, the Maldives are one of the countries that are most affected by climate change and the consequences of climate change, which are amongst other sea level rise. So they should play a little bit of a role model and introduce rules and laws that require them, like the resorts, to adopt 10, 20, 30% renewable in their energy mix. This resort is set on one of the largest islands in North Mali Atoll. One and Only Reethi Rah is home to 122 private villas placed along the shore. Out of this 122 private villas, 90 of them are beach villas and 32 are water villas. I don't know the ownership structure specifically here for the Reethi Rah, but typically I understand the islands are owned by the government, and the government awards 25-year lease contracts to locals, so local companies or local individuals. And these companies or individuals then invest in the infrastructure. So they would then build the villas, they would build the power infrastructure, they would build the desalination plant, etc. And then they would award a hotel management contract to a hotel management company, so similar to the One and Only or the Marriott, etc. And they get a fixed fee, and they get typically then a percentage still of the revenues. But now let's talk again specifically about this island. The villas, as mentioned, vary in design and features. So some of them have their private outdoor cinema, some of them have their own private lap pool, and also the one next door is about 5 to 10 times as big as our villa. But here you can see our villa, so it's very beautiful from the inside, has a beautiful bathroom. And we have our own private beach. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time. Bye.